Hello and welcome to Casting Roles, a persistent D&D campaign played by a bunch of theater nerds. Thank you for joining us. If you're liking the show, please don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. And if you'd like to reach out to the show, you can find us on Twitter at Casting Roles and on Facebook at Casting Roles ILM. We stream on Twitch occasionally on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and our videos are uploaded on YouTube each Friday. But with no other announcements, let's go ahead and start the show. So, ticket takers, after conquering the demiplane of Ahriman and discovering through conversation Soren Nerida's backstory, you took a little bit of clemency towards the man and gave him over to Vox Populi to hopefully deliver to the rogues, where he could potentially make a better life for himself or turn himself around. Now, whether that was because of the love potion that Mar had poured down his throat, or because that's who he really is on the inside, is left up to see in the future. But you then made your way back to the main establishment of town and spent an evening of drinking and kind of resting from your journeys in the demiplane. Kaimana wandered off on a walk, potentially looking for the hot tubs or the steam places of rest, and almost got caught by guards, but was saved by quick thinking from Abel, who turned Kaimana invisible, and then was found by Saurus, who led the guards on a chase through town and kind of gave Kaimana and Abel the ability to return back to the abode safely. You sent Artax off, hopefully to kill or feast on Captain Kit, the Lutrinian commander of the local airship of the Tidewarders, and then you awoke on a restful day. You guys have been in town for 4 days, but you only think you've only been there for 3 days because of the time dilation in the demiplane. But you awake on the next morning, and you've got the city of Feldspar here before you. What would you all like to do?
We need to get back to the ship and get it ready for flight.
As you all are waking up and it's about morning time, most of you will get a message in your head that says, "Hey, we should talk about what our plans are, but I don't think we should talk here."
When you say most of us, are you deliberately?
No, I mean all of us. I meant to say all of us.
Okay. Yeah, who did you exclude?
You're in the room with me. I just tell you.
Frozen?
Is what?
Is Ronnie frozen?
Yeah, Ronnie's frozen.
Oh no!
I wonder if he can hear us still.
Ronnie,
can you hear us?
Speak to us, Ronnie.
He's also muted.
Oh
no!
Ronnie, come back!
Ronnie, no!
Oh, he's left. Okay. I was going to say, oh no, what happened to him?
So that's what that feels like. Okay.
That's what it feels like. Okay.
Yeah, it takes someone going, why isn't he joining me?
Sometimes
that was us for a year.
We'll wait till he gets back.
Yes.
So you just tell Kaimana to his face?
No, I message you, but you're in front of me.
I'm just gonna
you hear the voice in your head.
Stare at you and be like, if you hear who's talking to me.
I message you and I go, you know how message works. And you can see me mouthing it to you. You know how message works, Kaimana. Kaimana, it's magic, you idiot. What are you talking about?
Are you still messaging me?
Yes, I'm messaging. I'm talking, but you're hearing it in your brain. That's how the spell works.
It's like an echo. You've got two speakers on at once, and you can.
Kaimana, you know how you do magic. That's what this is. Are you still drunk?
No.
Maybe Kaimana should roll a Constitution saving throw from the night of drinking below. Before
we probably both need to do one.
Jury was pretty deep in her cups. Oh yeah. So Kaimana is suffering from a level of exhaustion from his day of drinking before.
I got a 19.
Jury can hold their liquor.
I drank water after.
Right.
Fatigue, you said?
Exhaustion, yeah.
Exhaustion. I don't have that.
Hi,
in my
Ronnie.
condition.
Welcome.
It should be under condition.
Oh, wait, there it is.
Yeah,
so one level of exhaustion.
Yeah, one level.
All
Ronnie, I missed you.
We missed you.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
All right.
I was
tech skills real quick.
You're fine. I was saying that you all got a message this morning that's like, hey, we should all talk, but not here about what our plans are. Yeah, and that's basically it. And Jury will go down kind of to the main room and wait for you all to join them. I go, you're hungover, and I'm like, come on, are you okay? Do you need water?
Yeah.
A cracker? Something to help? A single cracker?
It's gonna take more than a cracker.
Do you want to stay here?
Do you want to talk here? This is somewhere else. Is this fine?
You hear in your head again, I don't want other people listening in.
Who's around?
Yorian is sitting in the corner.
Well, no, we're still in the room. I imagine.
Oh, yeah.
So this is in our room.
Okay.
I say I don't want other people here possibly listening.
Oh.
That's why we're doing this.
Like Yorian?
I go, yes, like Yorian. Like Vox Populi.
Oh.
Huh? Do you want to come downstairs, or do you want me to bring you a water?
No, I'll come down.
Do you need me to hold you like a little baby?
No, I'll be fine. Come on, slides down the stairs.
Very disappointed.
Face first.
On his belly.
Yeah.
We'll go down in the room and wait for everyone to join us.
I slept in the room with Marlo, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was one of that? Okay.
Yeah. I guess I would already be down because I got up at early.
Well, I think that then you went back to sleep because you got it like.
Okay.
Yeah, this is
I got
not
my 8 hours in.
This is not morning. You guys are awaking at like
2 p.m. or something.
12
Okay,
o'clock
cool.
in the.
All right, then so yeah, I guess me and Abel will
Yeah, just like.
join.
Did you get the message from? Jury.
From
Our new companion Jury. That's the name.
All right, I guess we should get packed up and get ready for the day.
Yeah.
What did we get from Artax last night? I don't remember.
Belt buckle.
Belt.
Oh yeah, he said we should see if he did what we wanted him to do.
Should we talk to him or should we just investigate the?
I don't think he's gonna have an answer on that one.
That is correct. Okay, let's meet with the group and then we'll see what we can investigate as far as who the victim was, the target.
Yeah.
I just feel so dirty.
It is. It is really.
Gather my things. Head down to Marlo.
Right.
We roll.
So y'all make your way downstairs and gather in the Erogenes Drought. Yorian is kicked up in the corner, and as you come downstairs, he goes, "Well, I guess you all did have a quite a hard night last night."
Yeah.
I feel fine though.
Oh, of course, Jerry.
Why didn't you mention the dragon-like thing?
Oh, you saw it then. Well, it's the wyvern. The leader of the Scaled Fold likes to fly around town every now and then to restore order if there's things happening.
Is that a normal
Seems like
occurrence?
that would have. Just gonna say that seems like it would have been important to know about. Maybe.
Yes.
Was that the scary flap I saw last night?
Probably
Yeah.
most likely. You awoke the god then, I assume.
Kaimana starts stuffing his face.
No.
I thought they were out because of whatever had happened over at the shipyard.
Oh,
What happened over at the shipyard?
what happened over the shipyard?
Well, as near as I can tell from operatives, Captain Kit's first mate was killed last night.
So close.
Just look at Marlo with extreme disappointment.
I know. We both have a moment early.
It was a very close roll.
I knew it too.
Wow, I knew it wasn't gonna be him. Yeah, but
That's just a damn shame.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
There are multiple Otterkin on the boat, and so there was a chance or an opportunity there. So, yeah.
I look over and mouth to Abel. Try again.
Well, the first mate, I would assume that would perhaps slow down the ship's storage of the quicksilver a little bit.
Well, as far as I know about the first mate, they were the Stormbreaker on board, so they were a very powerful cleric. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, that could slow down their productiveness a bit.
Lose their ability to fly.
High five, Abel under the table.
It was a flying ship?
Yes.
I thought it was a sailing ship. Okay, I'm sorry.
Well, no oceans around here.
We're in the mountains.
I thought there was a large river.
We're dealing with a group called the Tide Warders, and we have an airship. Okay, it's gonna be a little.
And they're otters. We understand it.
I was picturing their ship being like the helicarrier in the Avengers.
Yes,
You know,
yeah, you
sometimes it's on the water and sometimes it flies.
There we
There you
go.
go.
Oh, Abel.
Kamana just
Well,
stares at
probably in
you.
their water though. So. That was the Ronnie thing, not a
stares
Abel
at
thing.
you. Just stares. Doesn't say anything, just stares.
Yorin, do you know if they've increased security because of that?
Yes, especially around the Quicksilver loading processes. But they seem to think that it was some kind of beast.
How about that?
What manner was he killed in?
As far as I can tell, very large wounds across the neck, but then drained of blood.
Frightful way to go.
Arlo, you know any
big.
beasts that do that?
Werewolves don't do that.
It is probably long gone by now. I doubt it would stick
I
around
mean-
in the city.
No, I don't do that.
Yeah, I've never
So-
seen you juice box anyone, so I don't think there's any fear of that.
Yes, just kidding. I would.
What's a juice box?
fruit juice.
I'll tell you when you're
pouch.
older.
I want to draw Kaimana with a juice box. Anyway, all right. Do you know a place where we could safely kind of plot out what we plan to do next? We want to get closer to the ship, but not be as seen.
Well,
We've got our ship. We could just go back to our ship.
It's a day away.
yeah, it's about half a day
Yeah,
away,
we
so
want
yeah.
somewhere. We need a base in town, Kaimana.
Well, I mean, Orogeni's drought, there's no listening ears here. You're, of course, safe.
Yeah, we just wanted something, maybe like a spot we could get a little closer to the ship with. Didn't know
We
if
need
they
to
would.
survey the ground and make our decision then.
Of course, you're not concerned about our listening ears, then.
Why would I be concerned about that? We're in the
course.
same thing. Unless
I'll
you-
be, Joey, in the same thing.
I'm sure
Oh
Jordan
my
will
god,
tell
why do you have to
that
make it all about... Listen, I was drunk last night. That's why we had that conversation.
Oh.
Anyway.
I think you know what I'm referring to.
Oh.
I look uncomfortably at Marlo.
really uncomfortable to be here for this.
If you're sincerely accusing me of what I think you are, you should reconsider.
Is it a perception? Is it a persuasion or a deception check?
Oh, that's an intimidation check.
Then intimidate.
Nice.
I rolled a 26.
Okay.
So you see Jury, like, Jury usually has like a really nice, like, pleasant expression, is like really sweet all the time, and their face goes like stone solid, like hard, eyes dark, like don't question my
You don't
intentions.
see the shit-eating grin on Yorian that is often there, just like that confidence does not fade away from his face. But he does say, well, it's good to know your heart is in the right place then.
Kamana ducks down underneath the table.
Golden retriever get angry. If you don't expect it, and it's
Terrifying.
terrifying.
Heart is one thing, but action is what counts.
Absolutely. Well,
And
Do you all need-
Jury softens again and is like, ugh.
do you all need some breakfast or something then?
I think Kaimana does.
Absolutely.
Well, I'll
Come on, get up.
Kaimana,
I'll,
let's just shoot.
send some over for you, and then I'll get out of your hair. I've got some few things to check in on myself.
One question before you go.
Of course.
The rats that move the barricade and that kind of stuff.
The rats of Rylus, yes.
Yes. Are they under command of someone? Like, are they doing this on their own volition, or are they being used as slaves?
That's something that we've been trying to figure out exactly where their allegiances lie. They are all branded, which leads me to believe that perhaps they are not here of free will. But they are very efficient workers and don't seem to need lots of direction. So it kind of calls into question.
Okay.
If you find out anything, we'd like to know if they could be potential allies or not.
Might be a good path to explore, Source.
I would like to have a chat with them at some point.
They were in the mines, but I think they've been moved over to Quicksilver storage for manpower today.
How convenient.
Well, I think most of the workers are. In the last couple days, the Quicksilver mining operations have quieted down quite a bit.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, but I will get you your breakfast and leave you be. There's a nice park about 2 blocks away. Doesn't tend to get a lot of attention from the guards, but you might have to keep an eye out for patrolling bands.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. He goes over to the counter and speaks to the bartender, and then he goes outside. You see him place...
Can I catch Gorian before he go, while he's, at the counter?
Yeah, he's putting on a hat, and he... Hello. Good morning, Ma.
Hi, I just... I wanted to say thanks for that.
My pleasure.
Good. I leave. And
Okay.
sit down. It's not like feeling in debt.
He was going to say more, but there you go. And then he...
It's so great to see
Mar doesn't
see
want to hear more.
Marlo growing out of their awkward phase.
Yeah. As he turns away from the bar to head out the front door, you see his appearance change, and he turns into this, haggard-looking old woman. And he kind of hunches over a little bit and then heads out the door and off into the town.
Many talents.
Yeah, I think an old woman suits him sometimes.
There are so many stories behind your relationship, I'm sure.
Yeah, there is no relationship. We are not like that. It's not that way, obviously.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get a biscuit and not think about what just happened. He's angrily eating the biscuit. Shall we take breakfast and head towards the park?
Yep. The bartender brings over toast and bacon and eggs and...
I'll get bacon!
Yeah. So.
I'll eat eggs.
Kaimana rides on Mara's shoulders.
Okay.
Oh, baby.
All right.
Hey, Mara.
What's up?
Just hang back from everyone real quick.
Okay. Yeah, I'll walk a little slower.
All right, so you all gather your things and head outside. Are you going to try to make your way stealthily through town, or are you going to just kind of saunter as if you belong there? It's up to you.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm gonna.
Probably go stealthily because they.
Yeah, I'm gonna
will
have a
put us in
disguise for
lines.
me.
Okay. What are you going to look like, Jerry?
I probably better shape change. They don't know that I'm out
They've
here.
literally never seen Kaimana
so-
ever.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Part
Let's,
of the otter folk.
Does one of you want invisibility? One of the flashier looking people? I look at Abel a little bit.
I'm looking at my spells right now.
I got a whole training course on stealth last night. I think I'm good.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
I'll take a hit of invisibility.
It's like I got a bonus in it now.
Oh, you're in
Expertise, one might call it.
Reached the expert level of
I'll take it.
You'll take it? All right. I'll cast invisibility on you.
Okay.
Because I want to save my head of disguise for something.
Invisibility.
Do you have it in the ring or in the stone?
Oh yeah, I can do. Yeah, I'll just say I'll I'll cast it from the stone that Mar bought me.
That might be the last charge, unless you. So, like, at your before your next long rest, you might want to plug in a few spell slots to it.
I think, yeah.
All right. I'll stay as I am right now, unless like.
I think you're pretty small.
I'm pretty stealthy, so I think we could be good.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So even with your Saurus with invisibility and Abel, you can roll advantage on your stealth. Jury, Kaimana, and Marlo, go ahead and roll as well.
It's
25.
25.
20.
Rolling.
15.
15.
16.
27.
Dang.
27. It's like we have a rogue in the party now.
I gotta. Wait, no. Yes, 27.
Yep.
I have a plus 11 to stealth.
Plus 11.
Damn, that beats my plus 8.
Yep.
I have that live expertise. There should be you.
Yeah, but I've got plus 8. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
saying.
No, that's super good. Yeah.
All right. So you guys make your way as you feel very stealthily through town. I actually probably shouldn't. I guess Kaimana's role was to see if he can have this conversation with Mar in a quiet enough way that he doesn't draw attention, because Mar is mostly doing the walking there. But you all make your way, and the trip is a couple blocks, and so the three of you kind of head off a little bit, walking faster, and Marlo intentionally walking a little bit slower behind you. But
I think I'll tell the group that I'm just gonna check behind our backs, and that's why I'm hanging back.
Sounds good. Mm-hmm. So you make your way, and you find the shadows that you carefully need, and you eventually find yourself, the leading group, you find yourself at this corner, and there's a large, kind of almost weirdly like pear-shaped enclosure that has a gate, and you see beautiful flowering trees on the inside, very reminiscent of the Veltland trees, Mar, once you get there, that you remember growing up in orchards and things like that. And there's a small pond in the middle, and places like benches and things to sit around. As you were walking, you didn't notice any guards or anything in this vicinity of this area of town yet, so you're there. But then Marlo and Kaimana dragging up a little bit behind everyone else.
Mm-hmm. We'll find like a nice kind of corner we can sit, hopefully, with like our backs to something with some decent cover.
The wall around it is pretty high, so you find a space where, like kind of the curvature of the wall and a tree, like you feel would block a lot of the view from there's two entrances into this park, one where you came through and one at the northern end. And so you feel like that kind of would break those sight lines for you.
Yeah. And Jury, as we sit down, Jordan's like, I can't believe he thinks I don't trust him. I don't, but that's just beside the point completely. I can't believe he would say it to me like that.
At least you know where you stand with him.
What's going on, bud?
I don't know.
There's a problem. There's something I did that I feel bad about, and I want to talk to you about it.
Okay, what'd you do?
So like when we fought the Goppeldangers, so I had to fight the one that looked like Abel.
Yeah.
And I was really scared.
Yeah, they were scary.
And I didn't want to hurt Abel Mar, and so I was shouting and screaming when I was hitting the Abel Goppeldanger, and I think Abel thinks that it's because I don't like him.
Oh.
Well, have you tried talking to Abel?
I don't want to talk to Abel about it. I don't think he'd like me if I did it. I don't know.
I think Abel likes you. I think this is miscommunication.
You think so?
I do think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We can. Do you want me to talk to Abel for you?
Oh, this is gonna be gorgeous.
It's a leading question.
I mean, yeah, but can you like help me talk to him about it?
Yeah. I'll just be there.
Because I don't talk to Abel a lot, and I really don't want him to think I don't like him.
I think Abel likes you. Kaimana. You're a
You do?
very
You think-
likable person.
Are you sure? Because, like, I mean, I could see, like, from the way he looked at it, like, I killed him in front of him. Like, I don't know how I would
We
take
all
that.
had to kill each other. It's, sometimes that's how it goes.
Well, do you think, like, maybe, like, you could just, like, tag along with me when, like, I talk to him about it?
Yeah,
and, like,
yeah.
Okay.
I'll just be there in case it goes wrong.
Will you
I'll
hold
ju-
my hand?
I will. I will hold your hand.
Okay. Thank you, Mar. I don't want to do it right away. I want to, like, wait
Okay.
a little bit.
Yeah,
but, like,
no, we'll sit on it, and when you feel ready to do it, I'll be there with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
When y'all get up to the group and like join us, I feel like I'm like talking to the space where I think Saurus is, and I'm like, just because he's handsome, he thinks he could just walk in here and be charming. And like, it's the whole time. It's been Shuri like complaining about this.
No.
He's not even that handsome. Okay, that's not true.
Oh,
He's not as handsome as he
yes.
thinks he is.
Let's not lie.
Is that why we're here? Is this the conversation we're having here?
No, we're supposed to have a completely different conversation, but I wanted to wait until you both were here.
Oh.
No,
Sorry,
because
I was
you
just
should-
I was making sure no one was following us.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad to see you're passionate about security.
There's no one following.
Thank you, Kaimana.
Thank you, Kamana.
Yeah.
We appreciate your
Can I just are you still on my shoulders?
Yeah.
Okay, can I like take him off my shoulders and just kind of put him next to me and have like a hand on his back,
Yeah.
kind of patting him through.
Kaimana's just like staring at the ground, shaking a little bit.
Okay, then I'll start like rubbing your back and try to like help you through this.
As you guys
Are
are,
you invisible?
uh,
Is Kamana invisible?
no,
Saurus
come on,
is
it's not
Saurus is
invisible.
invisible.
Oh,
Abel and Saurus are visible, so Jury's literally talking to the air as far as Jury
I was
knows.
talking to
So funny.
air. Probably not looking
in the right direction.
at all.
Is anybody keeping an eye out more than your passive perception as you guys are going to be having this conversation?
Kaimana ain't, that's for sure.
I was not while I
I guess
was
that's now I'm looking around.
Okay.
I think
So-
I'm more focused on Kaimana.
So Abel, make a perception check. As you guys are talking, this will be the perception check for that.
Oh, Jesus.
I help.
At advantage?
Yep, go ahead.
Well, the first one was a 15. I'll just roll again because I didn't know. We'll take the first one, a 15.
Okay.
So we should we have to have a conversation.
What was
All
on
of
your
it.
mind?
You know, this is so awkward. You know, I'm part of Vox Populi,
What?
and Vox Populi has a lot of goals and things we believe in and things of that nature, but with every large group of people with certain ideals, people feel differently about those ideals, shall we say. As you know, Iris is very passionate about it, sometimes to a very large degree. I feel a very certain way about Vox Populi. And I prefer not to use violence to accomplish means against people if it can be avoided. I think it should be the last measure. Not everyone feels this way in the group, which is why I brought you here to talk about this. Some members of Vox Populi are more, maybe the word is extreme, in how they think the cause should carry out its beliefs. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Following me
Yes.
so far here. Now, the thing is, in my capacity as Vox Populi with you, I was asked certain things of this operation, perhaps, that I don't feel 100% comfortable with the terms of. Iris simply wants me to assist you. I'll make that very clear. Iris sent me here to free Feldspar, and that is our goal. The Quicksilver complicates things because it is an incredibly powerful resource. And I don't think any one group should hold it. I think it's too much. And I think even a group like Vox Populi having too much of it will turn us into the people we're trying to stop. That's my opinion on it. But that leaves us in a very awkward position in which if Vox Populi doesn't take it, then perhaps does it just default to the crown? I don't think that's a better alternative.
That sucks. Also,
Yes. We've already proven the crown can be corrupted.
holy shit, yeah.
Often is corrupted, I think is the better term.
I have a plan.
I will listen to your plan tentatively. But before you say that, before you say your plan, I would like to say that if possible, I would like for Vox Populi to have the airship.
Oh, that's going to cause complication then.
I hate your plan already. Because the airship would be a non-violent means, and I feel like if we give Vox Populi the airship and not the Quicksilver, they'll be less sore about not having the Quicksilver. An olive branch of
It would be
sorts.
lesser of the two evils. Yeah.
So we would have to get all the Quicksilver off the airship.
Find some way to temporarily move it, dispose of it. It's a very volatile substance. I really don't know where we stand with this. And that's just the stuff on the ship. This whole town has stores of Quicksilver. There's much more than just that. We're dealing with a lot here. And I would be even comfortable giving some to Vox Populi if there was an agreement that they would only use it to cause property damage or destruction, not against people's lives. But
How would we be able to ensure that
that's
the
the
more
problem.
militant individuals in Vox Populi would not abuse these resources?
And that's why I'm having this conversation here with all of you right now. I think you know
Do you
what
believe
that
that
means.
Yodian would not necessarily agree with your viewpoint?
Part of why, like, Jury gets like a little red and like uncomfortable. Part of why we separated, went our separate ways, is because we feel differently about the cause, and that had caused some friction between us. He thinks things. He has a lot of us hate the Patricianers. Let me say that. A lot of us have been screwed over by the Patricianers, and I don't have any love for them. But I want to see them brought to justice. And I don't think killing them is a satisfying enough
Well,
consequence
holy
for
shit,
their
you only want
actions.
to murder the patricians?
No, I didn't say that. I'm just saying. I'm saying with.
It does depend on the patrician. I will say that. Wouldn't you agree, Marlo?
Oh, you
yeah,
know some
but-
good patricianers? Introduce me sometime.
I do.
love
You
to
met
pick
her. Amalia is staying with her patrician family right now.
Oh, I mean,
Is she?
it's great that they're
Well, she was-
intervening.
I mean, they
now.
kind of exiled her because she was a lycanthrope, and all patricians are
Oh,
corrupt
they
inherently
sound-
because of the power
sound
that
like
they
But
have.
no.
Right.
But
You
she's living with
misunderstand my
them
meaning.
right now.
You misunderstand my meaning. I was saying that certain patricians do, in fact, deserve to die, just not necessarily all of them. But someone like
We
say
didn't
Lady
murder
Haverly.
a patrician. I want this on record.
Let me clarify. Let me clarify. Vox Populi, I don't think are fit to be executioners. That is not what the point of our mission is. And I will not have it tainted that way. That's how I feel.
Ramona?
How much Quicksilver is there?
There's a whole ship full and stores of it in this town.
Would you say there are 2 shipfuls?
We don't know for sure how much there is.
I feel like that should be the first thing we do. Is
I will
figure
say,
out how
you
much
all
there is.
saw the size of the Quicksilver stores because it's near
okay,
the
yes.
and Yorian did point it out to you. There are 3 very large silos. You don't know how it's being stored in there, but he implied that there was a lot of Quicksilver in those silos. So perhaps.
3 large silos, and then the stuff that's on the ship too.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, well, we have a ship.
I don't. That might be far too large for our ship to carry.
Well,
Well,
then
and
we
then if
destroy
we
what's
have-
left.
But if we put all the quicksilver in our ship, is anyone going to come after us before we can dispose of it?
Oh, sure, but we'll be fine.
That's really confident. I like the positivity.
I wonder if we could split the quicksilver store to neutral locations.
That's what I was thinking. Is like if we just can hide it somewhere and keep coming back to it.
Well, and it's possible we might need to use some of it to free the city ourselves.
It's true.
Well, can we shove it back in? What's his name's alternate dimension?
If we can open it again. I don't know if the lock will have changed.
I mean, at the very least, we should grab some for our airship. For sure.
Sure, certainly. I mean, that might be able to deal with maybe one of the silos at least.
Maybe.
Yeah,
What
let's steal some. You said it was shiny, right?
Well, we wanted to see if we can get the airship to Vox Populi.
Kaimana, you cannot swim in it.
Yes.
It would hurt you.
If possible, I feel like it will make negotiations with Vox Populi easier if we can cushion it with there is still the airship.
So that means we would have to liberate the airship, fly it to a neutral place so we could offload the quicksilver.
Or,
don't know, so what was-
throw
what
it
was
in
your
the
plan?
ocean or something.
My plan was to hijack the airship with me on it and everybody else off, and I was going to ram it full speed into the side of a mountain, jumping off right before it impacted.
See, I think blowing it up is really easy. I think just blowing that thing up is going to be real easy. Quicksilver will go like that. However, Jury, are you okay with Vox Populi knowing you kind of standing up to them in some aspects?
Oh, Iris will support me. I don't
Can
think
I ask then if Iris only wants you to assist
Abel,
us?
just go make an intelligence check for me, please.
Okay. Can I ask my question while I do this?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
If Iris only wants you to assist us, who is giving you orders to go further that you are uncomfortable with?
Yorian asked me to do this, and I owe him one. But I don't think debts should be paid in blood.
I agree. I wrote an 18, by the way.
You know that burning quicksilver would be a very toxic, bad idea.
Oh, I'm not done the quicksilver.
I
That
thought it
would
was
be
why?
horrible for the
Why,
environment.
Abel? I think it'd be fun. It would be such
It's
a
an
cool looking
extremely
explosion.
volatile and toxic element.
If
Well, that's why I wanted to crash into the mountain, because
No.
it would soak
It
back
would
into the
probably
ground.
Devastate the
no,
It would probably
it is-
devastate the surrounding nature. I don't think that would be a
No,
good
I don't want to
idea.
ruin like the mountain area.
I already have one dragon
Well, can
that
you
does
put,
not like me. I don't think I want to add this to my
can you put Quicksilver in a bag of holding?
bag
You
of
don't have a bag of
is
holding that
limited.
has a demon or a flaming skull in it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if we got rid of the flaming
flaming
skull out of the one,
We could literally do it right now. I've been saying this. We could just open it up and literally just stand in a circle and
wait
he'd go
along.
down within 6
The bag
seconds.
of holding,
Probably.
how much? What's the capacity on a bag of holding?
500 pounds is how much it can hold.
Yeah,
It's
a
not
certain,
enough.
It's a certain cubic measurement.
It's like 20 something.
You said
That
the
could take-
opening? Oh,
That could take care of a certain amount of it.
I mean, that could get enough for us, at least.
I
Well-
think if we could somehow get our ship into position, I don't know if we could lift an entire silo though. Let me think about the scheme. I mean, I have the ship schematics somewhere.
I think what we need to do first off
Or DM, do you remember how much the ship can carry?
I'll look it up while you guys are talking.
is
I have it.
we have to free the city, because whatever we do if we load our ship, it's going to take time. And we can't do that if everyone is shooting at us. However, if we free the town, oh, you're so wonderful, you freed us. What do you want for a reward?
2,000
The
pounds.
Quicksilver.
As much as these silos potentially weigh.
The problem being, the crown's going to come forward immediately after that. So it needs to coincide with us finishing up freeing the town.
Yeah, because we don't only have Vox Populi
even
to
if
worry
we,
about. We have the
even
risk
if
breaker.
even if we free the town, we will probably need to pretend like we haven't for a day to put those other plans in action, and we'll have to dodge Vox Populi while doing it.
Is there a way
Yorian, at least,
we can infiltrate the ship, get rid of everyone, but do it very quietly? I mean, is that insane?
Theoretically.
Yes. Have you met this group? Yes.
We shouldn't forget that we have Quicksilver, which is a very powerful magical component in and of itself. Why can't we use some of the Quicksilver in a spell? Why, say if we wanted to make the ship invisible, could we find a way to use the Quicksilver to fuel an invisibility spell and use
or Dimension Door?
Or exactly, if someone has some type of spell,
I
that
have
could allow us
Dimension
a quick
Door.
escape, we could
Would
use the
Dimension
Quicksilver
Door
itself.
allow you? I don't know anything about magic, so I was asking. Would you be able to just like shove Quicksilver into Dimension Door?
Yeah.
Quicksilver
Josh.
will amplify things, but it would have to be stuff on us probably, or however much we could carry. But a few bags worth.
Could
A few bags of holdings worth.
could I enable? Because I've got my herbalism kit, which I know isn't like alchemical, but
Right,
like
yeah.
there are shared principles.
Yeah.
Could I enable synthesize some kind of catalyst that will make the Quicksilver render itself inert?
Probably not, because it's just an inherent property of Quicksilver itself, the way it's used in spellcraft. The toxic nature, you might be able to dampen the toxic effects, but its ability to be used as a catalyst in a spell, you probably wouldn't be able to change that.
Okay, I was just trying to see if there was something we could
I mean,
go
can we
around
Boston
those
Tea Party it? Like, can we? Can we just throw it in the ocean and pollute the ocean? I'm sorry, my
We don't want
God.
to pollute you don't want to pollute the
Do any of you have spells that can shrink things?
I do believe I have a spell.
Because if we amp that up with Quicksilver and make the silos really, really small, big enough that we could either stick them in the bag of holding or pick them up with our ship and get them the hell out of here, or say take the I like the idea of dimension dooring the
Abel.
ship.
Or Source, that's the kind of crazy I like. Okay, we're back on track.
Do you have Enlarge and Reduce, Abel?
I think it is an artificial spell. Let me see.
Yeah, Josh, what would happen if I cast Dispel Magic on a vat of Quicksilver?
It itself does not have any magical properties.
Okay, it's just a
No,
component.
it's just
Okay.
yeah. Also,
I do have a spell that is available to me that would allow me to reduce or expand the size of an object.
reducing the Quicksilver would be really useful.
For
Really useful.
1 minute.
Ah.
So you'd have to but the Quicksilver could potentially expand the time period that would
period.
last. Yeah. Or the effects of how strong the reduction
Or
would
if we
be.
just reduce it for a minute, get it through the Dimension Door onto our ship, we may not even
Because I could just
There is a lot of
take it out of town.
really fast with it. Yeah.
If we could,
The whole ship just goes.
I don't know if a Quicksilver ship or if a Zephyr powered ship. I guess we could rig it to work with Quicksilver as well.
You could also always just throw it.
Is there any way that once we, because I love crazy highs, don't get me wrong, this is crazy, but is there any way once we settle everything, Jerry, do you think it'd be possible to negotiate with Vox Populi on this?
I think if we are talking in terms of we do not want the Crown to have the Quicksilver, there may be room there. I'm saying we might have to strong arm them.
Right.
We may even have to, I mean, I don't want to say blackmail, but we may have to tell them what their options are and not give them a choice.
Right.
Wait
And
a
then how
minute.
do we hide that from the wrist breaker?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
What, dear?
Captain Kit is a Lutrinian.
Yes.
I am a Lutrinian.
Oh
We have a head of disguise.
no. Oh no.
Oh no!
Oh my
Are you going to
god!
try to-
Oh my god! I like put my little hands on you. You are an absolute darling, dear delight.
So we have to
So
So you're
kidnap.
saying we Shanghai Captain Kit and take the ship?
Yes.
Are you going to try to infiltrate the ship? by
I mean,
yourself?
that's it, right? We all
You are fucking everything to me. I see why you're the leader. I get it.
Wait, that is extremely dangerous for one person to undertake.
Well,
By
one
themselves.
person and then a few invisible members who appear on the ship at that point.
And Captain Kit can sign up new conscripts.
As long as we are careful. So, are we saying that?
When have we ever not been careful? Don't answer that.
Last night there was.
I could.
Don't answer that. I told you not to answer that.
Okay.
So all we have to do is make sure we get Captain Kit not on the ship. And then
Or incapacitated. in some way.
incapacitated.
We must
Artax was really close. I gotta stress, guys. He got so close.
He was quite close.
He was doing his best there. Oh.
Okay.
So,
we
They're evil, so that's all right.
steal this ship. Somehow get our ship as well. I mean, could we shrink down the vats or the silos of Quicksilver, using the Quicksilver to fuel the spell? Put it on this ship that we're going to take over and then fly away?
are you saying we put our ship on their ship?
No.
No, the
Leave
silo.
our ship out of
The
this.
silos,
insane.
yes. Put the shrink the silos down, put them on this ship, and then.
Well,
So
the
all the
silos
Quicksilver's
always-
in one location.
The silos only shrink for 1 minute, but if it's a big ship and it has space still,
Well, we could probably tinker with the magic a bit and see if we can have it last a bit longer, or shrink the silos even
Well,
more.
and if we can just get rid of Captain Kit, walk on the ship, and
Well, if we could-
if
if we
Kaimana
could-
has some
yeah.
story about, oh, it's been compromised, like the town's gonna take it over and they're trying to rebel, we have to get it off now, we've got a backup ready to go.
Or he just orders
The town-
cause all that.
the town is unstable and we should move the Quicksilver to a place before we bring it back.
This makes sense.
That's
okay.
a good. That's
so
a good
we
one.
Could,
Put that in your resume.
we could take the captain out, shrink the silos, and that could be the Kaimana's reasoning for moving the ship. The silos have disappeared. I'm worried about the stores we have here on the ship. We
We're
must
leaving.
move the ship.
Okay.
Yes.
It
I like
makes
This is
that.
sense.
so batshit crazy. I love it.
All hinges on whether or not we could shrink down the silos. With
Well,
the
maybe we
Quicksilver.
should take some Quicksilver
Or-
and experiment.
Or another thing would be for Kaimana to impersonate the captain, bring Abel and Marlowe and Jury on as new crew, assemble towards evening, assemble all the existing crew, send them on liberty that they've done such a great job. They're departing at first thing in the morning, so go have a night on the town on us. That gets everybody off, and we will guard. There are the guards who are people who are guarding the perimeter of where the ship is, and we'll stand guard on the ship. That gets the crew off, so we don't have to worry about them. And then we take off and go hide the ship wherever we want. Then we can come back and deal with the silos separately using our ship.
This relies on a lot of lies being believed.
Kaimana,
Well, it's a good thing you're here.
The bard.
Are you good
Thank
at
you.
acting, Kaimana? Come on, and tell me something not true right now.
Dorian and you are a good couple.
Oh god, that's very not true.
Make a deception check.
It just stings to hear.
With disadvantage.
With disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
A deception check?
That's
Yeah.
arguable.
I said disadvantage.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
disadvantage.
saying. That's arguable.
16.
16? Okay. I mean,
Can
you
we-
know he's not telling the truth.
I mean,
but, yeah.
if we
It's a weird.
listen, the first mate's out. Why couldn't he have brought in someone new to be the new first
This
mate that was
makes
shipped in?
perfect
That
sense.
happens to be
Yes,
Shuri,
Yes,
who
yes,
can
yes.
also be there to negotiate and help if we get in a weird talking situation.
Absolutely.
Yes, I like it.
I need to sneak on and observe Captain Kit's habits first.
Okay.
Why did the DM laugh at that?
Because it's just, oh, it's
how he
awesome.
said it.
I need to, hold on, I need to get into the mindset of my character.
My method acting
Yeah.
with Captain Kit.
Another
to
thing
Meisner
that
this.
would be interesting is if I go chat.
Does he
with the
like
other
oysters? Does he like clams? Does he like both? I need to
I don't
know.
think that's gonna come up. I'm just.
You
I'm
don't
just
know
gonna
my
say that.
culture.
Okay.
Source, I would like you to chat with them and see what they know.
Yeah,
If
Because
they have
if-
information, it could be really useful.
yeah, I was going to
And if
say
they're-
they could probably be. Maybe they don't like their lot in life, and they would be willing to join up with you.
Yes, because
If we can get
do
extra
that,
hands, holy shit, yeah.
Instigated
Because-
with me.
But if we have a
either
crew of little
that
rats-
or when we have to come back and get the other silos, because the town is used to seeing these guys coming and doing work. They come and they're doing work. Oh, I've got an idea.
we still have to free them.
After
all,
we
right?
get rid of, where are we going with the Quicksilver ship? We do the plan where we get the crew off, we take the Quicksilver ship, fly away. We come back with our ship, playing along that, okay, the first shipment has gone, now we need to load the second shipment. And that- we pretend like we're part of them. We get the rat folk to load up, and that gets the second shipment out of town.
How about you talk to them first and see if this is
Well, yeah.
I just have a really quick question
Yes.
of endgame here. If this somehow fucking works, we have how much fucking Quicksilver on our hands?
A lot of Quicksilver. I was going
Yeah,
to say.
and who's gonna come
there-
assassinate us for that? A
But-
lot of fucking groups.
True.
We'll take it to
I
There
want-
are remote
we'll take it to my
islands that
people.
we could hide the Quicksilver in the meantime. The
No
three.
I
sense,
mean-
Kaimana. If we take it down there, then we're just taking it closer to the tide waters.
So what? I mean, if we can get back into
Perhaps
that other dimension where
Nueva?
there's the
I
rift
don't-
in the veil, could we throw it in there? Is that a horrible idea?
Do we just want to get rid of the Quicksilver? Or
Yes,
is it-
no one should have it. We either need to use it up in a non-lethal way, or we need to.
I could
Could
ask.
we do one big spell? Like, could you just do like the biggest fucking spell possible and use all of it up at once?
So maybe
I mean,
close
we could-
the rifts or.
Well,
I mean, I don't know how it works, but like,
If we
you
used
just
all-
use it up.
if we used all of it in some way that helps our town mission, and then we could tell Vox Populi we needed to use the Quicksilver on the ship to help free the city in some way. You know, using
That's
some
really.
kind.
I think that might be it.
That would be a really
Is just
good.
get rid of it for a legitimately good reason.
What would,
Let me see what we got.
what would our reasons be?
That we had. We were using it to free the city. I wonder what happens. What happens if you cast suggestion on the whole city? So what does
Oh my
that
god,
do,
for
huh?
an hour, everybody is just
What does that do, huh?
No.
Pray tell, what does that do, friend? This Quicksilver's fucking me up. It has too many possibilities.
That was messages.
Just to all the religious zealots that they go put themselves in jail.
I could like bleed on the Quicksilver, right? And then I could just like
Wait a moment.
freeze everybody in place for a really long time.
What's
Well, this is why I was asking
is
about
that?
this was why I was asking about the like something to render it inert. Like, well, if it's a component of a spell,
Well, you use it up.
all right. So that's what I was saying. Is like, is there any spell I can cast that just is going to use up all of the Quicksilver?
Oh. Abel, make an Arcana check.
Like, could I just make like the biggest forest God has ever seen, like overnight?
Well, I mean, there are a lot of nice druid
I mean,
spells,
fuck, you could.
so-
I mean, yeah.
You can make so
19.
many bees, Kaimana.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you know that the power of Quicksilver to empower other spells is kind of exponential. And so like you can slightly empower a spell with a very small amount, but the more you try to empower, the more you need. So there's nobody's discovered a limit to that. It's just the drawing of the arcane sigils and everything. You'd have to actually do all of that drawing with the Quicksilver to make it work.
Okay, so
Ooh.
just doing a quick
Could
search.
you like press the digitation like a huge rune into the ground, like near the silos? Bust open the silo, let like the Quicksilver fill the room that casts the spell, and then as this spell is cast throughout the city, it's using up the Quicksilver.
Conceivable.
Okay,
yeah.
so yeah, real quick, the spell I can cast that does use Quicksilver as a material component, the only spell I can cast that uses it is Polymorph.
Oh.
Oh no, you're gonna
Oh
turn
my
into a
God.
Tarrasque? I don't want that.
No.
Polymorph self or polymorph other?
It's all. It can polymorph
All,
anybody. yeah.
everything, yeah.
Yeah,
You
they have to do a
polymorph
saving
the whole
throw.
Turn
town
the
to be
entire
like-
town into chickens.
They have a saving throw, I think.
We could try
Yeah,
to
but-
Turn
shield
half
them.
the town into chickens.
The whole
But that's
point is
gonna
to
turn
use
our
the
allies
spell.
into chickens too.
Now,
Uh,
and Abel can use it for any spell. Abel has that knowledge.
Abel,
No,
what?
could I just make the town like a living like tree fort?
You can't polymorph an object.
Yeah, let's see.
Let's see what Abel's spells are.
Yeah, Abel, what do you think you could do?
The spells that I may have at my disposal that could be useful.
List what you've got.
Make the town really small.
I mean, I
Shrink
could.
the town. No, I'm not joking. Shrink the town. What are they gonna
not.
do? Little ant-sized people are gonna come attack us?
Does it have to be a spell that has a material component, or it could be any spell that's
Any spell can be empowered with Quicksilver.
okay.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
In that case,
But Abel's the one that has the knowledge of how to do it.
Yeah, now it could be one of Kaimana's spells, but that would increase the difficulty because Abel would have to guide Kaimana in its usage.
And me,
probably
same for me.
Same for you,
too.
yeah.
well, I just love the idea of using a Kaimana spell because everything else is going to pollute the landscape.
Well, I mean, like I said, we've been talking about like moving stuff with like Dimension Door. I mean, we got a lot of options here.
Yeah. I just
Yeah, can we just move the whole town like 10 feet to the
Could we
left?
dimension door the Quicksilver back into the mountain?
Why not? Because then the town actually fucking gets to do their job.
I mean, if we put it in the mountain and then close the mountain off. But
No, I'm not talking like in the gap. I mean, literally in the mountain.
to my knowledge about how like Dimension Door works, if there's stuff that's already in the place, that stuff will take damage, so it'll cause an
Yeah.
explosion.
And I think it just gets shunted into the next available space. Yeah.
Yeah,
And that would be bad.
that would be
very
bad.
bad.
That would be bad.
We could.
Okay, the polymorph
What
spell
trick
transforms
makes this-
any creature into a new form. Can I just say it's like younger versions of everybody else?
Sure.
Like they get like
town
5.
of children.
No, they just get like 5 years back. They spread it out. Like everybody gets like a little bit younger.
But but also with the Quicksilver, we don't know how long that could last.
It's an hour.
Oh, it will only last.
Well, unless like
Literally huge
unless
vast.
Abel's able to work the spell to increase the duration. Yeah.
That's true.
What if we
also
just do
cast-
like a really cool
yeah.
fireworks show over the whole town? I don't know, something
let's
simple
see.
here, gang. I mean,
Acid
Yes.
splash, booming blade, great bonfire, dancing lights.
bad.
fireworks.
dancing lights. I mean,
light.
dancing lights is. I mean, I feel like maybe that
They
could
would
be
just
just something
be-
harmless.
Huge.
And if we want a distraction to take out some of the leaders potentially, that would be a good one.
It's a
Yeah.
really good distraction.
So we don't want to store any of this quicksilver. We just want to get rid of all of it.
We can keep a little bit of it.
Yeah, we keep a
So,
little, obviously, but like,
I think you're all good people, and I trust you to use it non-violently from what I've seen of your actions. I look at Kaimana, narrow my eyes.
What?
He's
I-
the pacifist of
If,
the
if
he really
you,
is the
I-
pacifist.
he just seems a little chaotic. It's hard sometimes. I'm just saying, if you agree to that, I will let you have some of it. But
If we
by that
would-
same standard, I feel like we should let Vox Populi have a small store of it if that's what we intend to do. Under the same.
You also know if you give Vox Populi the airship, they'll need some to power the airship anyway.
So we could give them just enough to power the airship.
What we could do is use the silos to power the dig spell. That drains them. We go with our original plan of hijacking the ship. We fly it up to dock next to where we are, hire drovers to move most of the quicksilver from this ship over to our ship, and then we can give this ship, the one here, with some quicksilver in it to Vox Populi.
If we
and
give
then
some
we
to
have the
Vox
rest
Populi,
of
we
it,
should give
you know.
some to the Crown. The
You
Crown's
want to
gonna
give
be
some to the crown?
the Crown's gonna be really fucking pissed at us.
Yes.
But if
this.
it's all used or messed up, we just report that to the
You
risk
think they're
takers.
gonna believe that?
What other option are they gonna have? What are they gonna do? Throw you in prison?
I mean, that's a viable option, yeah!
Very well could. They have the authority to do that.
They have the authority to fucking murder us if they want to.
Well, I think if you want the
the
Crown's opinion, you can go ahead and ask.
Who is this?
I don't know!
With a natural 20 on his stealth roll,
Oh, what an absolute jackass!
Arcane Trickster.
Wristbreaker?
Yeah, Bolton Coon.
Oh, we're going to jail!
Yeah, so
Oh,
you don't know how much of the conversation you heard, but
yeah, I know. I'm poker facing. Jury's
Yeah.
poker facing.
Break
I'm
so I can
crying.
fucking deal with what just happened.
yeah.
I
Oh, this is
I
the
mean,
worst
if
thing.
our friends Quick and Silver were,
Oh, this dealt me psychic damage, Josh.
Wow.
Yeah. And you see, like, he's standing, or he's up on top of the wall behind you. You know, you all cut a fairly noticeable rug through the town, if people know what they're looking for.
Kamara looks for a rug.
Would we like to discuss our arrangement a little more clearly, then?
Sure. State your terms.
I'm not sure why you think that the Crown is willing to pay you 5,000 gold to free Feldspar.
Was that not what you stated?
It was, but the purpose behind that freedom is the great wealth that Feldspar offers the country of Alyria. Without Quicksilver, our airships do not fly. Without
The great
Quicksilver,
potential wealth of Quicksilver.
That's true.
There's still quicksilver in the ground.
Yeah,
Nothing has changed on that, just the
Uh-huh.
backstop.
Yes,
that's what he said.
we've only delayed the acquisition of Quicksilver now for about a month and a half. I'm sure that slowed down the workers at the holes of origination. It's put our naval fleet at a basic standstill. We're relatively unprotected.
I mean, it's common knowledge that the Crown's interest would be only in the financial gain of the town.
Well, surely freeing the town to continue to do the thing that it's always done would absolutely benefit the people who work in the town.
Oh, it's interesting you talk about the people so far into that sentence. Very interesting to me.
I would not expect Vox Populi to understand the inner workings of actually functioning countries.
Oh, I think we understand the inner workings quite
Girls,
well.
girls, you're
Before
both
this
pretty.
gets too hostile,
Not-
we have legitimate concerns about the negative influences within the crown. And if
with
you-
Vox Populi, I hope, of course.
we are concerned about both groups.
I think no group should have that much allotment of Quicksilver.
It was the Crown's Quicksilver anyway. We were going to get it regardless.
And
But I guess you are talking about destroying the property of, the country that you're a liege to based on your treatment as the Adventuring Guild.
We weren't necessarily going to destroy it. We could have stored it until we were sure that it would not be misused.
And you five are the arbiters of what is misuse, I assume.
let me clarify something for you. We were not talking about destroying it meaninglessly. We were talking about using it potentially in a way to free the town. That's what this conversation was.
Roll a deception check.
Okay.
Well, we were kind of talking about that.
No, that's why I'm saying it, Abel. Oh, I got a 15. I rolled real bad.
Okay.
I rolled so bad.
Well, regardless, I don't intend to parley with criminals, either Tide Warders or Scaled Fold or Vox Populi. We are here to free the people of Feldspar and the resources that make them a prosperous community.
But we won't be destroying the mines or killing anyone who works in there.
Yes, we're just talking about another 3-month delay with the knowledge that people like the Tide Warders and a priori are out to destroy the crown and leaving us defenseless. That doesn't seem like exactly the best course of action.
Well, not when you say it like that.
But we can leave it up to Juridan, was it, and her Vox Populi friends to make these choices because they seem so concerned about the safety of us all when they are blind to the reality of the real dangers that we face.
Jury's like so mad they're just not saying it. I again will clarify, the people here are separate of my cause. And so anything I've said in this instance shouldn't reflect back on them.
Wow.
They're a separate entity, and they were not intending to go through with anything I told them.
You see him cast a spell, and you see his eyes kind of white over with the similar, like when you're sending a message, Juridan, like, well, discussion and talk is one thing, of course. Actions are much more concerning.
Our actions will be in line with what was discussed. I apologize for anything I tried to convince them of.
Well,
Ow.
I'm sure I didn't hear too much.
No. It was a simple discussion about using the Quicksilver to free the town, as I said.
Well, I have business to attend to, but I assume I can leave my compatriot here in charge of these discussions, and I would hope that you would include us in any future planning of great movements to free the town, as was
Well,
our
we didn't know
agreement.
you were here to include you in the first place.
Well,
Until you announced yourself.
yeah, that's true. But I don't remember you reaching out. You all just disappeared one day and didn't return. Suddenly found out 3 or 4 days later that you're somewhere else.
We're
Well, yeah.
You mean disappeared?
I wonder where you've been keeping yourself.
Oh, we
You
took
see
care
Jury
of the-
look at you when you try to say something like, don't
We-
talk
we-
about that.
What was the town? What's the name of the town where our ship is
Eldritch
docked?
Peak?
It's like, well, yes, we took some time at Eldritch Peak to free them so we could use the elevator down.
Make a deception check.
But that that's true.
No, he's talking about the days that since we
I
got
know,
into
I know.
town.
I know that's what but I'm deliberately misinterpreting. And this is deception.
Y'all are
17.
Y'all are killing me in front of this man.
I want everyone to notice that Mar has not said a word.
This is why I like you, Mar.
Marlo is
I'm
the
betting that
smart
I
one.
might have some type of diplomatic immunity.
Mar, I
Yeah.
love you.
It also makes sense because Mar knows Bolton probably better than the rest of us.
I do.
Yeah.
And I'm also technically, Mar's upset.
Well, and he makes a motion, and you see walking around the corner, shaved, slight head, a blonde scallop of hair, wearing his wrist breakers.
Oh my god, dude.
Yorian walks around the corner.
I look salty.
I'm sorry, so you called? And Bolton goes, yes, well, it seems our compatriots at the Adventurers Guild might need a little assistance in their planning.
Who is
a little
this?
Yorian.
It's Yorian.
He called Yorian because he's a double agent.
Yeah, he's a second in
He's
command.
working
Yeah.
for the risk takers in disguise.
So I would love for any future planning to include us through Yorian. And if you need manpower or subterfuge, of course that is our purview. Feel free to reach out if you need additional help.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Risk Taker Bolton.
All right. And he walks out of the park.
Jury looks like they want to die.
Well, that went well.
Let's count down from 10, shall we, before we talk anymore?
I think that would be good. Jury makes a lap around while we're kind of awkwardly standing.
I apologize.
Does he know
somewhat.
that Yorian also works for Vox Populi?
Nope.
No,
He very much
that's the
doesn't
reason
know
he
that.
called Yorian.
Because he
Okay.
thinks Yorian's a risk taker.
He would definitely not have called Yorian if he knew that.
And it's very good that he didn't hear us talking about Yorian earlier.
Yeah.
I mean, Yorian can
well,
He
you
could have
don't
blown
That's what
know.
I'm saying.
cover.
Yeah, you don't know how long he was there,
Oh
but
boy.
Seemingly. Who
Well.
knows, though?
spin this to make Yorian a bit nervous. Maybe he'll want to flee.
Yorian, finally a moment later.
No, I'm not. I'm just.
Oh, no. Yorian finally a moment later is like, he moves fairly quickly. I think that should be okay. You must have made him quite upset. His message was not very kind.
Yeah. You have no idea.
What did he say to you?
He just said that you needed a closer eye.
We're just trying to talk about next steps.
Oh.
And
So are we back
It
on
may
track,
have
then?
involved some discussion. The discussion may have accidentally veered into some way of the Crown not getting the Quicksilver.
so it was awkward in that
It was
sense.
a bit uncomfortable.
Yes, well, I can imagine that would make the Adventurers Guild the shortest-lived organization in Crown history.
Certainly.
We aim to excel.
Well, you would quite succeed. Unless they didn't know it was you, of course.
It would be convenient, but perhaps maybe not the right step, as we talked about earlier.
Right, but it makes it so much cleaner if a rogue risk-breaking agent found out that he was really a member of Vox Populi and absconded with said Quicksilver. Might leave you in the clear, I believe. Since he did put me in charge of this conversation at all.
It would, but I don't fully approve of perhaps what you intend to do with it.
Well, you have no idea.
Oh, I have some idea. And even that is not good.
Well, surely nothing that Iris would second guess if she knew it had happened.
You really think she'd be on your side for this?
I think she could be made to see the right way.
Oh, that is disgusting how you say that.
Well, we've had some questions about her leadership abilities of late anyway.
Oh, Iris is a perfectly fine leader, and I cannot believe you would even doubt her for a second.
She's made quite the pacifist of you, Jerry. You used to have such a fiery spirit.
I used to hurt people and not think about it.
You thought about it. You just started to give a shit what those who have felt and the pain they experienced when they had been subjugating it upon all of us for hundreds of years.
You sound just like one of them.
Perhaps. But I am not out to be the leader of this future that we want to put in place. Iris will make a great figurehead for that.
I look at the rest of the group. Jury's kind of lost for what to do.
Yorian, we don't really know you that well. Do you? I think Vox Populi's mission statement is great. Would you mind elaborating a bit on your personal goals with the organization?
Revolution, of course, and nothing short.
I meant specifically, but I like where we've started. That's great.
Like where we started.
As you have seen, every organization that plagues this continent is infected with a cancer, and it must be excised. Now, whether that happens in a very peaceful manner or not, is actually their decision, not ours.
Yorian's a very burn it to the ground and then rebuild type.
Can you find anything that we should save? I believe, Jerry, that as much as you might be questioning my motives, I assume that you would not be one to want to pass on this power to the crown or any of its compatriots.
I don't want the crown to have it, but if you're gonna do basically the same shit they would do, I don't want you to have it either.
Oh, what they would do is they would just keep the status quo going. Make us all believe that everything was fine while the veil encroaches on our borders and a priori and the Tidewaters carve into the outskirts that no one gives a shit about. There's a reason why the hints of veil incursions are only mentioned in the papers. We don't talk about the hundreds of people who have died while the crown sits by and doesn't do anything to stop it. And the risk breakers spend their time hiding it from the people. We don't talk about the hundreds of people who were killed just so they could build a burrow and unleash a tidal wave through the rift. That's the status quo that you'll protect. Sure, we may end up killing a few patricians or high-minded people who only seek to see our deaths otherwise. It's self-defense, Jerry, and you once knew this.
Oh, we're not executioners.
Are we not defenders?
That's not defending, that's attacking. You're attacking first.
Of course.
Oh my god. Can one of you weigh in on and speak some sense to this?
So you never really answered my question, which was what specifically, do you want to do with the Quicksilver? Because, look, man, Revolution's great, and I'd love to help you with that. And I genuinely mean that. I just want to know what your goals are.
I want to kill the Hydra. The patricians must fall, whether that means they are robbed of their property or their lives. They must be brought down. It's the only way to save the crown. It's the only way to save this country. How many
I think
corrupt
people like
patricians have you encountered so far?
I think people like that suffer more when you bring their shit to light
Perhaps.
than if you just kill them.
Do
And
you
I think it does more for the world.
What's the
if you
most
expose them.
recent? Tarlo Whistleton, of course, exposed for some seedy affair that he was having.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Oh, the news cycle moved on so quickly with his announcement that he was pouring, what was it, 10,000 gold into the poverty-stricken regions of Alyria?
I'm sure he did.
Oh, he's seen as quite the hero now.
Good. I will change that next time I am there.
But we did put Lady Haverly to bed, did we not? And no
We
one
did?
has...
We did?
Oh, I
We did?
apologize.
That's interesting
I
wording, my
apologize.
friend.
Well, I wasn't assuming that you were taking ownership of that action, right?
It was the cat.
Right. No one has risen up to claim her property. I don't know. But I'm willing to assist you in any way possible, but what that means is Vox Populi gets a piece of the pie. We are not leaving empty-handed from this conversation.
That wasn't the goal, to leave Vox Populi out of the negotiations at all. I just don't see how you could justify murdering these people and not... What if you could get through to some of these people and get them on your side? Instead of just lining them up and murdering them.
Well,
Would you
as I
not
said,
give them a chance?
if I could do it by simply stripping them of their property, I would do it that way. I don't need to necessarily kill them, just bring them to their knees. But I am not above killing a beast that has plagued us for quite some time.
Look, I'll come out on the table and say it. And I hate to be the one to make this bridge here. I'm not opposed to murdering some patricians. If they're like Lady Haverly, then yeah. I don't care if they die. If we try to break through to them and it doesn't fucking work, then yeah. I just don't.
But
I don't know. I don't
Kaimana's
think
rule
it's all of
applies.
them. There are large families there, and you cannot convince me that every single one of those people is involved in the decision making.
Absolutely.
Of course not.
Kaimana's rule applies. We talk before we kill them.
Well,
Right. But I remember your group very specifically attacking a child of a patrician to get back at the head of the family.
that we
So
knew
that's
would
why
die.
I don't trust you on this.
That ultimately we knew would not actually die, but sure.
What about the trauma that he suffered from the attack that you placed on him?
Oh, the privileged muling of a rich boy from Nuevia.
Hey, you don't talk to him like that. Look,
Thank you, Judy.
he's kind and he's done a lot more than I've seen you do recently.
I'm sure. If we look for the goodness in the hearts of the individual, sure. My goal is the organization itself. I can assure you, as I said, my first movement would not be to murder a patrician. If I promise you that this quicksilver will not be used for that purpose.
Why haven't you taken the quicksilver already?
We haven't been able to muster enough arms to figure out a way to commandeer the vessel. There's only a handful of us here. I was hoping
And you
to...
think it's not worth it to have a piece of it. You have to have all of it.
If you... We could probably work with what's on the ship.
That's more agreeable. And if you would do what you're saying now, that you wouldn't just fireball a city full of patricianers, I think maybe we can come to some agreement. I don't want to speak for the others. I'm the other Vox Populi representative.
My intention is not first to kill.
But would you give them a fair opportunity to actually change what is happening throughout the continent?
Oh, there's so many questions for me. exactly how would you change the rich and powerful?
Honestly, I believe that if they are doing wrong, then exposing their wrongdoings would be far more preferable than just murdering them. You may martyr them to their cause. You cause more rich and powerful to hold them up on a pedestal when you just murder them.
Who would we
And they
expose them to?
become the victims to the people.
And the
The people that they are supposed to serve.
have the power to punish them?
If you expose what they have done, don't you think the people would hold them accountable?
Through legal means, of course.
Whichever means are necessary. We are not against, if it comes down to it, capital
Yes.
punishment. But the people should be made aware.
So, is there a difference between vox populi, people rising up to challenge their authority, or causing a mob of angry Anavirians to storm their seats of power?
They have the right to be informed. They're being lied to. It's not their fucking fault.
And the paper that published the diatribes against Tarlo is owned by another patrician. It was simply published as a way to get back at him. How do we inform the people? How do we make them see?
You'll have an entire ship of Quicksilver to help you. Maybe you could use it to fund your own literature to inform the people.
Oh, I was thinking
That's a
something
word.
much more noticeable.
Okay, again, I
Okay,
just
come on.
want to stress here, Dorian, that it's like, if you lay down something
missed
right
this.
now and you're like, this is exactly my plan, and we're like, hell yeah, my man, let's get you that ship, let's work together on that. Like, that's a possibility, my dude, but you gotta put it out there.
He knows we won't agree with it.
I can only tell you this
And
much because I don't...
Kaimana had something.
Oh, Kaimana,
Yeah.
yes, of course.
This whole time period, am I to understand the main problem that you face is that a very small number of people have an inordinate amount of wealth compared to everyone else?
It's a good summation of a piece of the problem, yes.
So if the wealth were to vanish, then in your mind, so would their power?
Yes.
So you've got a whole shipload of Quicksilver. I'm sure there's some mage somewhere who could come up with a spell that would attack the wealth but not the people.
Oh, I know a man.
Then why wasn't that discussed? Because so far,
I apologize, perhaps. I attempt to make clear my desire is not to murder people, but to behead an organization. If it means that people must die, I'm not opposed. But
That's murder. That's the part where it's murder.
But my first attack would be on their power, on their property, on their wealth. In a very...
see, that I'm fine with, but you need to guarantee it's non-lethal.
He won't. Because he can't. There's no way he can guarantee that.
I can promise you I will do everything in my power to ensure that in that opening salvo that no loss of life occurs.
That's not enough.
I
think it
cannot
has to-
always guarantee that there will be no collateral damage.
I feel like the only way I would be accepting of this is if you would entrust us with that mission.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, shit.
And folks, this is why Kaimana is our leader.
He's roll a persuasion check with advantage, Kaimana.
With advantage?
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on.
I come up with the crazy plan that doesn't work half the time. But Kaimana does strategy.
15.
Okay. Well,
Can I get a little bardic inspiration from?
Oh, you're good.
You gotta do that beforehand,
You're
buddy.
good. Well,
That seems like it would answer both sides' questions.
it would. It's quite an interesting proposition.
We're going to we're going to
just said
Anavir and just like after that when we wrap this
Wow.
up we're going to Anavir so we could just take out property there for you.
He takes out a roll of paper, and I'll send this to you all so you have it. You can see what he's looking at. He rolls out, and Mar, you recognize it as a map of Anavir. And he points out a specific location called the Prisma Ward.
Prisma.
Yeah.
Like,
He says this is where the 9 houses rest. 80% of the wealth of the patricians is found within those homes. In 1 week, or a little over, all of the patricians and their families and their wards, the entire city of Anavir, in fact, will be called to a celebration for a young king on his birthday. With the Prisma Ward emptied and the houses exposed, it gives us the opportunity to set some fireworks to celebrate the birth of the young king in quite explosive fashion. But with the power of Quicksilver to empower that. So, on the evening of the king's birthday, at around 7 o'clock at night, as the entire town is there watching the procession of the rich and powerful, they will also see their entire land brought to ruin.
I don't under. So
Okay, so
destroy
like
their home.
that sounds kind of violent.
Yeah.
Wait, what are you
you're-
all talking about? It's not hurting anyone. It's just taking their property from them.
And
What
No,
do
no,
they?
with the 5 of you to ensure, of course, that the properties are vacated.
But what is stopping them from simply putting their boots on the necks of the people to collect the money to
With-
rebuild?
Because
With what money?
I will absolutely take responsibility for what occurs.
You want us to commit a terrorist?
No, hold on. You're gonna take the fall for all of this?
Yes. Was always my intention. When they come looking, they will find me. Because also, that death and that trial will be very public. And the people will see that. So if the question is, young Ottokin, if death is necessary, not of our enemies perhaps, but mine, will be on the line.
I would like to have a proposition to you. Your end goal, to speak, is the elimination of their property and wealth. And if we can ensure that that happens, that meets your requirements, correct?
As long as it happens in such a way that everyone's aware that it's occurred.
Okay, yes, I'm well aware of that, yeah.
Yeah, the celebration is the only time to guarantee it can be done non-violently.
Yes.
As we know, the city of Anavir has worked very hard to maintain the allure of perfection within this country, and striking at that heart is the only way to open their eyes. We know, you've seen what's happening in Broadfield, you've seen what's happening in the Rift, in Veltland. These dangers are facing Illyrians every day, and that capital city does not see them. This will make them see.
I think we can make something happen.
I leave it to them. I can't just agree to a plan where you die. But if they decide, I'll do it.
Maybe I'll get away, Jerry. I have to give them a chase after all.
Yeah, it's very you.
But we have a shipload of quicksilver to steal.
Well, do I have your agreement to this plan?
We are pledging to make their wealth and property in that specified district disappear.
Is that agreeable to everyone?
It's hard for me to believe that you would willingly put yourself in a position to be murdered by.
That's not our call. That's his life. He can do what he wants with his life.
Abel,
Oh, and I totally believe he could do it.
when your homeland, when the veil finally rips...
Can I do an insight check on this guy?
Sure, yeah. He's going to ask you this while you're doing inside check. Abel, when your homeland and the veil finally rips, and the Rakshasas come to attack Noavia once again, would you not put down your life to save your home?
Not in a underhanded scheme to rip
What if
power away from another.
What if it was the only way?
Is this the only way?
Yeah,
I think it's the only way that doesn't end in them dropping a fireball on them when they're in their homes. Would you prefer
Or
that?
dropping a fireball on the parade.
I don't believe it is the only way. I still think you can expose these people.
Not such a bad idea. They will all be gathered in one place, of course.
Oh my god,
No.
shut up.
I rolled a 15 on that inside check. I
He
just really
seems
don't think-
very... Yorian has always had a sense of being very guarded, even though he seems like an open person, and he has the charisma and guile to pull people in. He seems very open to you right now, and seems to be telling you the truth.
Would you step over there for a moment? And I point across the park.
Absolutely. Will this help? And he motions to Abel to follow him for a moment, and he points to a spot on the ground about 50 feet away from you, and he casts silence. And Abel, he tries to speak to you, and you can't hear anything. And when you speak back to him, you don't hear your own voice, but you step out of the cone of silence, and he is standing in the center of that cone of silence.
I'm now picturing something from Get Smart.
Okay, so the one thing I don't...
It's like check on if Yorian can read lips. Hold on.
We turn our backs. We turn our backs to him.
Yeah, we can turn our back.
Yorian can read lips, so yeah, you can
Yeah,
turn
because
your
he's a
back.
I'm
rogue.
just gonna fucking
He's a
say, I was
rogue.
Yeah.
like, fuck you, he's a fucking rogue.
We can turn around.
I think this entire thing is a power play. He's
Yes,
going to
I was going to
radicalize
say
his people.
he benefits somehow from this.
Yeah.
Well,
He's going
what's
to
the-
radicalize Vox Populi and get them to turn against Iris. That is
Well,
what's
the-
happening.
The alternative is the crown gets all of the quicksilver. I mean,
Let's
Why
just
are
say
we
we
focused on
destroy
this
it.
right now? Why are we focused on the crown right now and the patricians? Because I know that like they're a problem, and I get that, and I do want to help with that. But also, we have like world-ending shit going on that we're now putting on the back burner.
well, we're going to intervene anyway.
Sure.
Interfere anyway.
And are we gonna
That's
spend our
right.
time getting rid of the patricians, or are we gonna fucking find a priori members?
So,
Well, there's some overlap there, probably.
Yes.
There's absolutely
If I
overlap.
had to guess.
So why would we go attack Tarlo Whistleton's wealth when we could fucking expose him?
that's what I was saying
100%
is
agree.
one solution fills another. But the one aspect of this that I feel like we don't have an answer to is I think his pledges of Vox Populi are a front. And he may stand to monetarily benefit from all of the wealth of a different faction disappearing.
No. Yorian is a radical. That's always what he's been. He's an extremist. He's a peacock, and bastard.
Well, I guess you know him better than I do, but that's the one aspect I don't have covered.
No, Yorian is true in his ideals. From how I know him, he feels this is the best course of action.
And if we make the wealth disappear, why does Yorian have to die for it? I mean, all it happens is they go away, they come back, and all their money's gone.
Well,
why are we acting like this doesn't have consequences, though?
Exactly.
Because what the fuck are those people going to do? It's not like, oh, our money went away and now we're powerless.
Yes. As soon
That's
as
not what happens. These people have magical items.
The
These people can do magic. These are very fucking influential people that will retaliate. And they may not just retaliate against one guy. They're going to retaliate against the people.
They're going to retaliate
setting up the city of Anavia.
They're going to retaliate against Vox Populi. I don't think they're going to retaliate against their people.
But they don't know exactly
Why
to
wouldn't they?
find seats of power for Vox Populi. They're going to turn the people against Vox Populi by making their lives more difficult and saying it is the fault of Vox Populi. That is
well, then that just makes me think we should do this even more if they're going to be bastards about it.
I don't think this is the way. We can expose their corruption.
We've already done that. That's the whole point. He was right when he was saying that. I mean,
we take the money, we give it to the people.
Sort of.
Oh my god, we can't be in charge of redistributing the wealth. That's not fucking us.
Look,
I'm not saying us. I mean, think about it. They're going along the parade, and if suddenly a pile of gold were to appear in the middle of that,
and then people slaughter each other for it? What are you talking about?
Sloris, people get a little crazy around gold. It's like, Kamana sees a shiny thing, and it's like a wild thing. It could be a lot like that.
Explain human greed.
He's like human greed using Kamana and shiny things.
So, and I would want to talk with Abel about this, but you mentioned magic items. I was thinking we could.
I got this sword from a patrician.
Can I make one point before we say this? We only need Yorian to think we're going along with this plan. Correct?
True.
I mean,
I have no intention.
Oh yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to say yes to Yorian regardless.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't think anyone's debating what we tell Yorian.
No,
right?
I'm just saying the degree in which we're truthful doesn't have to be 100% by any means. And I'm willing to.
I want to talk with you guys about what we're doing as a group.
Sure.
I just
Kamana, you were saying?
More and more Kamana, what were you going to say, Kamana?
I was thinking that we find a way to transmute the entire district.
To what?
Change it into something else.
Like a bunch of ceramic mugs? What do you mean?
You mean like transmute all the wealth into something else?
Yes. Use a spell that uses not just the quicksilver, but the gold, the magic items, the silver, everything into something that would benefit the city itself.
A park.
Well, I wasn't going to be that blatant, but yes.
Okay.
Find either maybe a geographical feature that the city needs. A river, for instance, that might benefit trade. Or a mountain range to its border or something of that nature.
Josh, can I roll? Because have I been there? I was in the Prisma Quarter. Am I insane?
Yeah. That's where Tarlo's house was.
Right. Can
and
I
where
roll to see
Amalia
how
is.
big the district is?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
You have your map too, I
This is some
think.
crazy shit we're talking about right now.
Yeah,
I knew this
We're talking about putting a
conversation.
river through a district.
I knew this conversation would be insane. I didn't expect to get this far. I love it. I love that. For us.
Josh, I'm sorry. What am I rolling here?
Just a history check. Yeah.
19.
19. I mean, it's the smallest ward of the city, but it's still fairly large. It's, probably 2 or 3 square miles. It's probably like the size of like the Vatican in Rome.
Cool.
Yeah.
I explained that to the group for context.
Yeah, but we got a boatload of quicksilver.
Will it be enough?
It's a lot.
Do we
It's a
do we
lot of
want to
quicksilver.
still maybe shrink down the silos somehow and transport them?
Well, I mean, if we want to appease the crown, we might have to give them some of it. I mean, I think Yorin was implying he could get rid of all of it, but I think we don't
You
necessarily
guys
want
also
that.
know, like,
I think we have to
I
leave the
just want to put
silos.
something out here that, like, you guys know that we're. Yorian's gonna get the quicksilver, right? He's gonna take
Some of
the
it.
fall. He's gonna take the fall, right? You know who else is gonna take the fucking fall? The people who were hired by the government to do this job. And that's fucking us.
That's what I'm saying. The silos might.
If we if we leave the silos for the government and convince the government that Yorian is the one that stole the boat,
That's still
that we weren't involved with that part,
What
then
if
the
we could
blame
give
does go on
a
him.
little bit of quicksilver to everyone.
Right, when he knows that Yorian had a one-on-one conversation with us right now. That's
Well,
Okay.
Yorian betrayed
I'm just
him. He
saying.
betrayed all of us.
Well, that's what he insinuated his plan was. So
I mean, Captain
just-
Kit could just name drop him.
I don't want to. I know we're talking about a lot of like heroic doing stuff for the people here, and I'm not trying to be self-serving, but there are going to be huge consequences for all of us on this. Not on just this part, but on like all of it.
Yeah, we kind of picked up the consequences a while ago. The consequences aren't anything new for us, really.
I think these are much bigger consequences than what we've talked about before. What we talked about before is, oh, maybe we don't get paid for this job.
I don't think we're gonna get paid for this one either.
Yeah, but we might get called for treason. And no offense, what happens if Abel gets called in for treason is the whole country of Nuavia is probably going to get blamed.
it would be really bad.
It will be really fucking bad.
So we just say we kidnapped Abel.
That
I
no,
appreciate that, but I think
I don't
have
want
to
Vox
remember
Populi
all the-
kidnapping a prince. I'm fine. I don't want that. I don't want to do that.
You feel like a prince in our hearts.
Whatever your title is, Jury knows what your title is. I drop
My
it.
parents are just high-ranking members.
You're just like cute like a prince. I just, you know.
I think I don't know.
We leave the silos for the crown. We get rid of the boat. We blame it on Yorian. And whether we get rid of the boat legitimately or we take it and hide it and use it for other purposes.
Well, they
Just
would take
TBD.
the airship with the Quicksilver because they need a way to transport it.
Well, actually, what I'm saying is we go with our original plan where Kaimana is Captain Kit, and we take the boat with Quicksilver. And so it's ours to do with. We just blame it on Yorian.
I think he should.
Someone's gonna see that. That's
Yeah.
someone's gonna catch on to that one.
You got Hat of Disguise. Can't you make it look like you're Yorian on the boat?
Oh, gross. Yes. Gross.
No.
But if anyone sees, I mean, well, the rest of us would have to be hidden pretty good on that one.
Yeah. Well,
And
Kaimana will be Captain Kit. Jordan will be Yorian.
say that.
If Abel can make me a fake eye, I could disguise myself as one of the Ratkin, one of the other normal workers, because basically I strip down to wear the same clothes as they do and get rid of my eye patch. No one's going to be able to tell me from another white rat. So that just leaves...
Ma, you turn into a werewolf and just start wrecking the place.
No.
Cool. Yeah, that's really.
It's not.
I can invisible Marp. She can just be invisible.
Oh, okay.
At this
That
point, I
probably
think
works
stealing
better.
the ship is going to be the easiest thing that we have to deal with in this entire scenario.
And we still have to take out the religious freaks.
Yes, we have to rescue the mayor in this same town.
I think I decided I hate Feldspar. I decided in this moment
I
that I
decided that's a
hate
long
This is
time
Feldspar.
ago.
really awful.
Why would you want to live here?
This is the
place
town of bad ideas, really.
This place sucks.
Okay.
We have like a devil. Does anyone remember that? We have
I
to, like,
remember
get
the
rid
devil.
of
It's just-
All
I
of the
can't
bad
believe-
things are coalescing here.
Somehow
Yeah,
the
the
devil has
fucking
fallen
devil.
that low.
He's like the lowest priority
low.
right now, and we get murdered if we don't deal with that in 6 months. That's crazy.
Was that the thing?
Well, he didn't
yeah,
say.
he was like, I will come for you.
He
if
didn't
you
say. He's a good
I mean,
guy.
and we can use those other things to pad out our decision time too. So
We need to find out how long till the ship leaves. If it's a couple of days, that lets us go and take care
Perhaps
of
with
some
the
of these
first
other
mate
things
being
first.
murdered, it would push the timetable back for them. So that would give us a few more days, hopefully, I assume.
If not, we can damage the
Hey,
ship and they have to take time to repair
if we
it.
spend another day on this, Artax was so close. He was right there. And we just say, do what you did before, but a different one. Like,
No, let's not do that because I'm gonna be pretending to be him.
Yes, that
Alright.
might make that a bit
Yeah.
more complicated.
also,
Could just
Y'all-
tell him to take out a couple other people.
So are we just reserved that we just have to reserve ourselves to the fact that the crown is going to get the 3 silos of Quicksilver?
Yes,
they have
and to be, yes,
unfortunately.
they'll. And I think they'll actually use it a lot for
But we know
status
that
quo things, like keeping their ships
Our
flying.
man has his ties to the crown. He has his ties to the Tidewater. I just don't. I'm concerned that all that Quicksilver.
That's
well,
what they're trying to do with
that
it
is-
here.
is-
well,
And
if
I
we
can-
know
I
if
mean-
we know the crown has it, we can deal with it with the crown later. I mean,
That's
know where
true.
it's
Not-
going.
not
If we don't,
everyone.
if they don't get this, they're gonna find a way to get it regardless.
Not
And then
everyone.
we're
gets
If they
not-
know that, oh, Vox Populi took it, they're gonna work their asses off to get it from Vox Populi.
that not everyone with the crown is bad. So I guess if we share the right information with the right people, they can.
No,
be
technically, the people with the crowns right now are not fucking in charge of anything. So
True.
I mean, do you think Kaimana should go do some legwork and see he can figure out when the ship's leaving? Might be good.
I could do that.
Okay. But
And we still have to take out what's Rob being brain dead. What's the religious groups?
The scaled fold.
Scale fold. I keep thinking Violet Cloisters. Like, no, those are the
Yeah.
other guys.
Yep.
Find out about the ship. If it's a couple of day or two away, we do that. If not, I could potentially go in and damage the ship so that it would take a couple of days for them to repair it, which would buy us the time we need to deal with the scaled fold and find the name of the devil.
I'm fine with putting the ship off for a little while. It can help us think about what we're going to do with
if we can.
Yorin and the whole
Yes.
situation. Also,
Yeah.
you understand why I broke up with him, right? Like, this makes
Yeah, I
sense.
get it.
Like, does this make sense to
Oh,
everyone?
shit.
Wait.
But he's so hot, guys. It's really difficult. You don't
This is
understand. He's so.
Oh,
Yes, we do.
Even out with
Obviously. Why do you think it's so awkward? Do you think this is just awkward because he's extremist? No, it's awkward because we have kissed a few times. It's horrible. Makes it so much worse for me.
That explains a lot.
Dude,
Yeah.
you
I
know, he
know
like
it explains a lot.
He
I
like
don't wanna
put a
talk
hand
about
on my shoulder last night. Was like, "Ugh, can you take care of Jury for me if I can?" And I was like, "Excuse me, sir."
Take care of
That was
Julie.
really weird. I think he meant it. Like
Very.
genuinely, I do think he meant it. But it was also like weird and admitted.
Jerry has like tears in their eyes and like, this is a lot for me to take in right now. Like, I'm usually really cool and like composed, and I'm at my fucking breaking point right now.
It's okay. We can I don't think anybody's feeling good about this one.
No,
I don't think
especially
we
not me.
walk away with
Especially,
head
yeah.
held high on this situation.
yeah, the risk taker surprised me. I never did with my ex-boyfriend. And the solution is the crown getting some of the quicksilver and have a real bad time.
Mars going to, as she is in the conversation, I think just had her hand on the back of Kaimana this whole time. And I think she's gonna reach out the other arm and just kind of pull Jury in. Like, just kind of like have them both here.
Mar, you supporting me emotionally is making me more emotional because this is a very sweet thing and now I can't stop crying.
Don't acknowledge it. It's more awkward if you do.
Okay, I won't acknowledge it.
It's okay.
I gotta wipe my tears off before he
The
comes
ship
back
is
over
going
here,
to
so...
be
Excuse me.
secondary for us.
Let's find out about the ship, make sure we've got the time. If not, we'll make the time, and then we go on to deal with the other things first.
One step at a time.
We agree to his terms for now, figure out our timetable. I guess. That bastard! And I will
And
turn...
Abel, I will need you to make me
Jerry?
a fake eye.
Can you?
We will work on it.
I don't know if this would be helpful, but he was talking about Iris a lot. Would it be helpful to send a message to Iris about any of this?
To level with you, I do owe him some kind of way. And I feel like not telling Iris about this makes us even.
Just tell Iris to not trust Urian any further than she can throw him.
That's Vox Populi for the he may be trying to
He
kill you.
looks really strong. What are we talking about?
I don't feel comfortable throwing Yorian under the bus, even though he's questionable.
I meant more just about what were Vox Populi's plans with the Quicksilver. Not necessarily like, throwing him under the bus, but just in a test to see if she already has other ideas or something.
Well, I can potentially make her aware of my concerns and turn her ear to me first. So it could be.
If you want to go about it, then Shay, it was just an idea. I don't.
No, you're
make
absolutely
you
right.
Do anything.
Like I said, very emotionally close to the situation. I'm not used to that, and it's super difficult.
Hey, emotions are hard.
Yeah.
They are tough.
Yeah.
You almost made me do a spit take.
Best, write that one down for Mar. Emotions are hard.
Emotions are hard. I agree. Shall we wave him back over?
If you want to take him out, are you good? We can waste his time.
There's like 2 seconds, and Jury's like immediately composed. It's kind of it's kind of creepy.
Really
it is
upsetting
like
what you just did.
They were crying a little bit, and they're just like, boop, perfectly fine.
All right.
Oh,
is
fine.
still-
We can go on.
So you wave.
Good talk, everybody. Go team.
You wave him back over. So he makes a motion to cancel the spell, so you know that it's dropped. So, have we come to an agreement then?
I believe we've come to some sort of agreement. Yes.
Good. I thought you might see things my way in the end, Jerry.
Well, you have a narrow view, so it's easy to follow.
I am nothing but consistent.
Ooh.
I know, that was the burn in the
That's
fucking
the burn.
century. Oh, so it's a burn and only an ex-boyfriend can give you.
Make a salve for that.
Yeah. Wow. I am nothing but consistent and honorable. I don't think I've ever lied to you, Jerry, have I?
No, unfortunately, you haven't.
Wow. So, when do we steal the ship?
We have to find out when it's going to be leaving. We do have something else that we're supposed to be doing here.
Taking out the Sacred Fold, which if you want to help with, would be really cool.
The sooner we take out
saying-
the Sacred Fold, the sooner we can actually take out the ship.
Course of action, I recommend maybe trying to tackle the mayor first. Draw their attention. That would draw Tidewater attention away from the Scaled Fold and open the Scaled Fold up to more direct attack.
Okay.
The Mayor Scaled Fold ship, if the ship can wait.
I will get my men on the ship today and figure out when they're planning on setting sail. I know that Captain Kit stays at a local home in the evenings. somebody will ply in with drinks tonight, and we'll make sure.
What hope might that be?
He stays at the former mayor's establishment. It's where the Tidewater leader, Rennis Wade, is kind of shacked up.
Okay. Good to know.
What are the odds the Tidewater leader, Rennis Wade, is the one with the devil? This is Rob metagaming.
At the inn? The devil.
No.
The devil. No. We
They've
know
taken
the devil's
over.
on the ship.
They've
We
taken
know
over
devil's on ship.
They've taken over the mayor's house,
Oh.
and so Rennis Wade and Captain Kit and the other Tidewater leaders are staying at the mayor's house.
We don't know that they're on the ship because Artax just said he came across one on his way
To the ship, yeah.
to the ship. Now
He stayed away from the devil. He said,
So
and the mayor's house is near the shipyard. So
Wonder if that means it's moving at night around.
Rennis Wade is the head
Just
of what
watching
now?
a guy in
Rennis
bed.
Wade is the leader of Tidewaters in Feldspar.
if the devil
Can we
is watching
assume that's
out-
the woman we keep running into?
No, Rennis
Okay.
Rennis is a male name, but yeah.
Okay.
I spelled it like penis, but with an R.
All right.
2 E's.
I just realized that can't be right.
That is the brevity I needed after that
2
conversation.
E's.
Perfect. I love it.
I just looked down. I was like, that can't be right.
That's what you always need after like a really like emotional scene. Is a
Yes,
good dick joke.
good
Just
dick
right
joke.
there.
Right
Oh,
there.
thank you, Ronnie.
really
You're a
good.
treasure and a delight.
Thank you.
That
Thank
I'm
you.
happy to have you. Very, very begrudgingly defended.
There's your
earlier,
other
too.
animatic. I spelled it like penis.
I spelled it like
Oh
penis.
yeah, it's great. Oh, when we get to these episodes, it's gonna be great.
And so, well, I'll head off with my men. I'll get you your information on Captain Kit and the Tidewaters. I'll also send somebody off to get a little more detail on Scaled Fold. I haven't got too deep in them yet.
To liberate the mayor from the scale fold.
No, the mayor's at the stockade. He's being held by the Tidewaters. The mayor and the lawmaster.
Okay.
How many men you got?
7.
Cool.
Against.
Hey, we fought a
Legion.
lot more than we fought a lot at one time.
That's true.
We're going to die.
Now we got bees. We'll be fine.
Is
As long as we have peace.
Do you know if there's a time where the people at the mayor's house, their numbers are fewer?
Probably late night. They have a small guard outside, and then, of course, the 3 main leadership people asleep inside. They don't seem to heavily guard the mayor's establishment.
Okay. All right then.
All right. Well, with plans of fruition hopefully taking place and moving forward, and a very difficult Yorian relationship.
So difficult, so complicated.
We'll pick up
Lock
there.
him up.
We'll pick up there next week.
Lock him away.
All
It's
right.
too powerful.
All right.